What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, if you've been here, thank you for supporting. So look, um, we're gonna talk about Eric Adams, right? Because it's like I don't know, right? Because in my opinion, it's 20 seconds in. I can't really talk as free as I want to, but he on some ninja stuff. You know what I mean? I think Eric Adams was just on some ninja stuff. Got caught up and now he trying to be a he trying to finesse his way out. You know what I'm saying? He see it out, or he think he see it out, so he finna be a ninja and go ahead and y'all think I'm saying like a kung fu ninja. Nah, y'all know what I'm talking about. So I think Eric Adams is on some like trying to finesse his way up out of this situation he didn't got himself into. We gonna talk about it. We got a report coming out of all over the place. It was a story developing last night, yesterday. So I wanted to wait for a little bit more to come out. You know, usually when a story break like that, you gotta wait a few hours, at least a day, for you to get some more meat and potatoes of it. So I got a little something for y'all. We gonna react to the video, and then I got a little something from New York Times. This is a recent article too, talking about the situation. Um, I didn't even tell y'all what the situation was though, but the situation is essentially top district attorneys in Manhattan, I do believe, prosecutors or whatever, they quit. They resigned over the DOJ. Excuse me, y'all. They resigned over. Damn, what the fuck? Sorry. Anyway, um, the DOJ basically told them dismiss the charges, and they wasn't going. So DOJ was really trying to pressure them, so they just resigned in protest to the whole agenda. So we gonna get into this little news story, and then we gonna get into a piece of the article that's talking about the situation, so y'all could understand, if y'all not familiar with what's going on with Eric Adams, what the whole fiasco is. Um,
Joining me right now is trial attorney John Fishwick, former U.S. attorney for the Western District of Virginia. John, that was a mouthful. I mean, this is such a complex case with much nuance. The Justice Department wants Mayor Adams' case completely dismissed without prejudice. Let's tell people watching at home, what does that mean?
Well, I think we've got a kind of a showdown at the OK Corral within the Department of Justice. So ML Bove, who's the number two in DOJ, says, dismiss the charges. That's an order. You'd be insubordinate if you don't. We think that Mayor Adams needs to work with the current administration on immigration. And so we're going to dismiss the charges now, and I'm ordering you to do that. Danielle Sassoon, the acting U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York, which has always been known for his independence, says not so fast. And she's no woke prosecutor. She clerked for Justice Scalia. She says, I'm not going to do it. I think it's improper. We had other evidence we were going to bring against the mayor of obstruction of justice and interfering with our investigation. And besides, you're saying you're dismissing the charges because he's cooperating with the current administration on immigration. That's not a reason to dismiss charges. So if you're going to make me do that, I'm not.
nah, I ain't gonna cap. I ain't gonna cap, gang. Um, that ain't right. That ain't right. Cause definitely, if what I'm finna show y'all from what they accusing him from for, cause they gonna talk about it a little bit in here too. But just to get some figures of the actual meat and potatoes, y'all know I like saying that because that's straight to the point. Um, so I'm gonna show y'all a little bit of that, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think the DOJ. I know what the DOJ trying to do, and I really think that for the time being, right? I think for the time being, because they're gonna talk about it. They're gonna talk about it. Let's just let the video play a little bit more.
Not going to do it, and I'm stepping down. So there's chaos now in the case. It's a bad day for Mayor Adams because I don't think the charges against him are going to be dismissed anytime soon. I would expect the judge in the case, Judge Ho, is going to have a hearing, and he's going to look into all of these flurry of allegations within the Department of Justice.
And in New York, Manhattan prides itself in being, the sovereign district, as you mentioned, acting independently of federal meddling, I guess, if you want to say that. But would not the DOJ have more strength in this situation, more to say over what happens in New York and with this mayor?
Yeah, that's what Mr. Bove says. He says, look, I'm the number 2 in the Department of Justice right now, and you're a subordinate of mine. All the U.S. attorney's offices, the 93 U.S. attorney's offices, include the most important one, the Southern District of New York. You report to me. And if I give you an order, just like in any business, but in government, if I give you an instruction, you got to do it. And Pam Bondi has said that too. They're not going to tolerate folks not taking instructions. And so he says, look, this is the instruction. Go to court and dismiss that case. And Ms. Sassoon said, I'm not going to do that. And so she resigned.
She resigned in protest. But again, this case has been in the news for months now. And it's been, President Trump even saying he wasn't being treated fairly. How strong is the case against him? I mean, does this amount to a bunch of, expensive airline upgrades on business tickets from New York to Turkey?
Well, President Trump says, I'm sympathetic to your case. This was a political prosecution. It doesn't amount to a lot. This was politics. You were helping a constituent who asked you to do something about the consulate there and to get the building built faster. And so it shouldn't be a political prosecution and shouldn't be a criminal prosecution. I guess the prosecutors in the case say, hey, look, we've also got that, but he's interfered with the investigation. He's encouraged others to lie. That's very serious.
So is that why they went into his aides, AID? Well, I think it's all the same, but his people's. Is that why they raided his people's stuff too? And they went in there and was taking files and all of this stuff. Like I said, a ninja gonna be a ninja. You feel me? So, just because you somebody, like, you know what? I'm gonna keep that to myself for right now, okay? Because it's like I just can't take it. Oh my God, let's just let it play.
And when Mr. Bove said dismiss the charges, he didn't say the charges were weak, that they never should have been brought. He said, that he needs to work on immigration and that there were some things that were done in the case that weren't proper, that they interfered with the election. But he never said the charges shouldn't have been brought. And so that's why I think there's a standoff here. The main justice is not saying this was a weak case, shouldn't have been brought. I think some folks thought that at the time, but nonetheless, based on what Ms. Sassoon said yesterday in her letter when she resigned, she says, we're about to bring other charges. This is a corrupt politician.
So in your estimation, this was just a pause by the DOJ in this case, and that eventually there would be a trial? This is just to allow for the process of immigration enforcement to continue?
No, I think the charges were on a fast track to be dismissed. I think when Bove gave the instruction to dismiss them, they were going to get dismissed. That was the decision that had been made. And so I think he was going to cooperate. He obviously is cooperating on the immigration. So I think the charges were going to be dismissed. Technically, they said we'll dismiss it without prejudice. In the weeds of the lawyer business, that means that they could be brought back. But I don't think they were going to be brought back. I do think now there's turmoil here. And so what happens with the charges? I think ultimately, I know DOJ said they're going to have their folks look into it, but I think the big hammer here now will be the judge. What's he going to do? Somebody's going to file, either today or Monday, a motion to dismiss these charges. They'll get someone who can do that. After all, Mr. Bove could do that if he can't get somebody to do it.
So before I bring up this article in this video, right? I don't know. I think it's a ninja being a ninja. Sometimes, that's the problem with our community now, right? We'll sit up here and want to blame all the other people when it's our own kind doing it to us because, what you doing, dog? What you doing? I mean, you the man of New York. I mean, this everybody though, right? This is all the politicians, I guess. So let's see. So bring y'all to the article here. Mr. Adams was indicted in September, okay, with conspiracy of bribery and other crimes. We've been hearing about a lot of people going down for bribery lately. I think, what was it, that one, the black dude out there in Baltimore or something like that, or one of them places. I gotta look them up, because to me, even on a larger scale, you know what I'm saying? Because you would look at like black on black crime and coming from the hood, and you'll be like, oh, it is what it is. Since I always been in politics, I always like politics and business and stuff like that. Um, you see, it's the same thing with a lot of black men with power and money. It's always the same situation. I ain't gonna lie. So let's just get into it. It said he had accepted more than $100,000 in flight upgrades. That is crazy. She made it seem like it was nothing. Like that's a lot of money in flight upgrades and airline tickets. So not just I'm because when they say and right, when they say and, it's like did they upgrade the ticket and then did he get like I don't understand like did because they could have just said this is just word filler. I'm getting caught up on word filler because they could have just said $100,000 in luxury flights. You know what I'm saying? Like they could have said that. That's why I like. I'm not gonna put y'all through having to go through this whole article. I will skim through these things, read through them, even though they be super long, and so I get to the point for y'all. But let's get to the point. Pressured the city's fire department to sign off on opening in a new high-rise Turkish consulate building despite safety concerns and fraudulently obtained millions of dollars in public funds for his campaign. Oh my God. Okay, so I just wanted to read that little part so y'all could have some context clues to why and what was going on with Eric Adams if y'all wasn't familiar. Now, in my opinion, it's a ninja being a ninja, and then y'all know what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about the Ninja Turtles. You know what I mean? You could take him out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of him. Not all of us is like that, but unfortunately, it's a whole lot of us. So it's kind of hard for me to like, because it's like if they not like that, they a victim. You know what I'm saying? Like they crying, they not trying to make nothing happen for real. So, um, with that, I think I'm gonna wrap this one up. Yeah, man, I think Eric Adams gonna be cooked. Because even the DOJ, right? I think what the DOJ wanted to do was, because even though Trump said he was getting looked at unfairly, I really think it's like on some because he willing to cooperate with the whole ICE immigration raids and stuff like that, unlike a lot of these other sanctuary cities. So I think just to keep the progress going, because like he said, they wanted to dismiss without prejudice, which means they could always bring the charges back up. So I just think at the time being, I think, and that's what they talking about behind closed doors amongst the DOJ with the local district attorney's office. They trying to say, look, after the whole immigration thing is done, once the immigration numbers is down, y'all can do what y'all gonna do. But for the meantime, because he cooperating, he working with us, and we getting a lot of bad folks off the streets cause of him, cause of this, just let it slide. Keep doing y'all investigation, and then after this done, then y'all can bring it back up. But I don't think I just think it's like an ego thing, right? Because I think they still hold a grudge about something, because it's like the better of two evils at this point, right? It's like, is Mayor Adams worth locking him up and then potentially putting somebody in charge? Because remember, New York is still a blue place. Putting somebody in charge that's going to continue the immigration policies, and then now you're going to be really screwed because they talking about taking federal funding away from states that want to harbor criminals, and I do not blame them, because I didn't read somewhere where out in Massachusetts, out of all places, I've been hearing about all types of how they release these migrants and catching people. It's crazy. And in Massachusetts, then they got that whole the trans people want to have a sanctuary out there, man. If y'all ain't heard about it, I might make a video about it. I'm trying to find the compilation video because I'm not finna sit there and watch all them people cry for an hour and a half or something like that. So I'm gonna come at y'all with some more stuff. Remember, tap in with me if you want the heat, man. I'm up out of here, man. Peace, love. Make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe, or follow me on one of the socials in the link below. Hit me up, send me some stuff, so I can react to it. Or if you want to know more about it, let me know, man. I'm out of here. Till the next time. Peace.